This is Lectio Musica. I'm Matthew David Morris. This week on the show, the universal and the particular, two different but often overlapping approaches to and focuses of songwriting. If you're new to the Lectio Musica podcast, welcome. We look ahead each Monday to the upcoming Sunday lectionary readings, engage those readings through the creative act of songwriting, and each episode features an original song inspired by those readings. Scripture speaks, and we respond with music. When I first started writing songs, I wrote almost exclusively from personal experience. My songs were 3-minute and 30-second autobiographies. They were tools for processing my emotions. It didn't really matter to me how accessible the songs were, because I was writing them mainly for me. This still happens sometimes, but much less often than it used to. In last week's episode of Lectio Musica, Jenny LaJoy spoke about how her approach to songwriting is normally grounded in describing what is true from her own experience, and that the Lectio Musica practice freed her to do that while also describing something more true, more universal even. I've had a similar experience in writing these Lectio Musica songs, and I think the reason has to do with this relationship between the universal and the particular. Learning how to write songs that are both particular, by which I mean songs that reference, to some degree, things that have happened to us or to people we know, and songs that are universal, takes a lot of practice. And even the most experienced writers can find it a challenge. The universal is something that, in theory, everyone can relate to. And that's a really tall order for a song. Sometimes not a helpful place to start, either. If you try to write something you think everyone can relate to, you run the risk of delivering overly simplified messages or even cliches, or just writing your own assumptions and biases onto other people. There's a danger in writing overly particular songs, too. My high school songs, for example, could sometimes be so specific that they sounded more like journal entries. Some listeners like that style, and really love when they find an artist who's singing songs that sound like their journal. It makes them feel known and understood. But we can strike a balance. We can pull inspiration from certain details of our lives while also reaching for themes that are bigger. Scripture really helps us here. Scripture can serve as the blueprint for those bigger themes. We can place ourselves in different narratives and then write imaginatively from those perspectives. When a crowd of people gather around Jesus, for example, each of them dying to even touch his cloak, we can be in that crowd. We can sing from that perspective, and when we do so, we might shed light on some aspect of our particular need, but also the universal need at the same time. At least, that's the hope. Okay, let's look ahead to the Sunday readings. 2 Kings chapter 4, verses 42 through 44. Psalm 145, verses 10 through 18. Ephesians chapter 3, verses 14 through 21. John chapter 6, verses 1 through 21. And now the new Lectio Musica song, Powerless.
Counted among the ones in
part of us here. Sweet Jesus, please say that you're counting everyone. You're counting everyone. 'Cause this is the bottom, and now is the moment. Let's just be honest, admit that we broke it. This is the bottom, now is the moment to admit that we're powerless. Powerless to change. I'm weaker every minute. I can't stop feeling scared that when I finally reach my limit, nobody will be there. It's lonely in this crowd. Sweet Jesus, please say there's a reason that I'm here. A reason that I'm here. Oh, 'cause this is the bottom, now is the moment. Let's just be honest and admit that we broke it. This is the bottom, now is the moment to admit that we're powerless. Oh, powerless to change. Powerless to change. Powerless. I may not have it in me to calm the raging storm that I've been trying to make sense of since the day that I got born. It's a mess up in here. Sweet Jesus, please say that you love me anyway. You love me anyway. This is the bottom, now is the moment. Let's just be honest and admit that we broke it. This is the bottom, now is the moment to admit that we're powerless. The path to the universal must begin with the particular. That's what I've learned as a songwriter. I cannot speak to the truth that we share until I am willing to make peace with the truth that I hold inside of me. This is a challenge for each of us to face. In our own time, and with the support of a loving, trustworthy community. I hope you found that community of people, and I hope you find the courage to speak the truth you hold inside of you, so that you might reach out and help someone on the other end of your song. Thank you for listening to Lectio Musica. This podcast is made possible by a grant from the Episcopal Evangelism Society at ees1862.org. My song, Powerless, was recorded in the chapel at St. David of Wales Episcopal Church in Portland, Oregon. If you'd like to participate in this podcast and contribute your own song, please email me at mdm@lectiomusica.com. Let me know you're interested, and I'll respond back. And until next time, friends, may God's love inspire you to sing.